Assalamualaikum everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to make this braided chicken bread. It's a recipe that I've been experimenting on for the past week. It's made of homemade bread dough which I've stuffed with some creamy chicken tandoori filling. So let's jump to the recipe. I'll start off by preparing the dough. For that I'll be heating a pan or a wok in which I'm going to add 3 tablespoons of unsalted butter. I'll keep the heat on just until all the butter is melted. Now that it's all melted, I'm turning off the heat and then adding in half a cup of cold milk. This will help lower the temperature of the butter. Now I'm cracking an egg and adding that to the mixture. I'm mixing it well. After that, I'm adding half a teaspoon of salt and 1.5 teaspoon of sugar. I'm going to mix it until it's truly dissolved. Now I'm going to check the temperature of this mixture. It should be warm enough for my yeast. I'm using 2 teaspoons of this instant dry yeast. You can also use active dry yeast or the fresh one. Just make sure to let it sit for about 10 minutes or until you see bubbles coming up. I'm giving this a good stir and then adding in 1.5 cup of all-purpose flour. I'm going to mix this well with a wooden spoon for about 1 minute. By the time passes, you will notice that it will get harder and harder to mix, but just continue mixing. You should end up with a very sticky dough. Just because mine feels kind of soft, I'm adding in more flour. I won't add more than 1/4 cup of flour. And I'll continue mixing this until I have this kind of consistency. Once I have something like this, I'm gonna stop mixing and cover this with its lid for at least 1 hour or until it has doubled in size. Meanwhile, I'll prepare the chicken filling. I'm heating a pan over medium-high heat and adding in 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil. Once it's hot, I'm adding 2 cloves of garlic which I've chopped. I have here 1 chicken breast which I've cut into small cubes, to which I'm adding 1 tablespoon of lemon juice. I'm just giving this a good mix and then adding this in my frying pan. Then I'm adding in 1 small onion which I've chopped and 1 tablespoon of this tandoori masala powder. I'm going to give this a good mix and fry this for about 1 to 2 minutes. After that, I'm going to turn the heat to low and cover this for 2 to 3 minutes. Once that's done, I'm going to uncover and fry this for a few seconds and add 3 tablespoons of cooking cream. And I'm going to mix well until everything is well incorporated. Once everything is well mixed, I'm going to turn off the heat and set this aside because this is done. Now I'm going to return to my dough which has been sitting for an hour now, and I'm going to deflate this and knead this for 2 to 3 minutes. Once I've kneaded this nicely, I'm going to cover this again for another 30 minutes. Now that 30 minutes have passed, the dough is ready. I'm going to dust some flour on a flat surface and place on it the dough. I'm going to start folding and kneading this dough until all the gas is removed, or when I obtain a smooth ball of dough. Then using a rolling pin, I'm going to roll this out into an oblong shape. After that, I'm going to grease a baking tray with some oil and place on it the rolled dough. Next, in the center of the dough, I'm placing the chicken mixture which is completely cool now. Then with a pizza cutter, I'm making some slits on the longer sides of the dough. Just like this. Once that's done, I'm going to take each slit and I'm going to fold them in a crisscross fashion. Next is time for the egg wash. Here I have an egg white which I'm going to beat nicely with a fork. And I'm going to brush this on top of the bread. Lastly, I'm going to sprinkle on top of it some sesame seeds. Then I'm going to cover and let this puff up for 30 to 40 minutes. And bake this in a preheated oven at 180 degrees Celsius for 15 to 17 minutes or until it's slightly golden brown. After baking, your braided chicken bread is done. If you like this recipe, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more yummy recipes. If you try recreating any of my recipes, don't forget to post it on Instagram or Facebook and hashtag hungryforgoodies so that I'll be able to see your recreations. And I shall see you on my next one. Bye!